the Sightmark Pulsar, the Apex Thermal Imaging Scope. Is it good? Is it not? Is it hot? Is it not? I'm going to try to do the fastest review that I can possibly do on this entire setup. And it's kind of hard to, I'm going to try to do it in under 10 minutes. It's hard, so bear with me as I fly through this. This was sent to us by a review from Sightmark. Sightmark owns the company. Let me just tell you this. Sightmark, a lot of people in their memory have Sightmark as an airsoft company. They made a lot of airsoft products years ago, or people use them for airsoft. Do not think that because this is manufactured by the company that owns Sightmark that this is an airsoft device. This is not an airsoft device, okay? This is a thermal imaging scope. And I'm going to try to give you, if I can, 2 ways to evaluate this, because I think when people are looking at night vision, they're looking at it for one of 2 reasons. One is to hunt, and one is to think about is ISIS going to attack the world. It's just the truth of the matter. You know, a lot of people who are into guns, and you know, the fact that they had 185,000 background checks on Black Friday for new guns, it means people are thinking about, you know, how the world's changing. So I'm going to try to evaluate this from 2 perspectives the best I can, and I'm going to try to do it quickly so you're not bored. We're probably going to do this entire video in 3 segments. So this is segment 1 of the kind of the out of the box review of the Pulsar. So is it hot? Is it not? That's the question I want to answer for you today. I'm going to give you 3 negatives right out of the box. I don't do the whole out of the box. Here's your part. Here's your, you know, here's your Allen wrench. Here's your battery. Here's how you put your battery in. If you can't figure out how to put the battery in, that's a problem. So it's very easy to use. It's very easy to put together. But I'm going to give you 3 negatives, and they're not too big of a deal. And then I'm going to go into a bunch of positives. So negatives, first of all, when you open it up, take your batteries and throw them away, because they're short life batteries. I don't know if they skimped on that on purpose, or, you know, shelf life does something to batteries. So they take the CR123 lithium batteries. Same thing that goes in a lot of cameras. Very common to find. I ran the first batteries. I don't think it was a half an hour. They were done. I went down and got some Surefire CR123 batteries. They've been in here. I've run it for about 3 hours, and I've got about a half battery life. So with all the processing power that's in this thing, and this is a computer, I've run it for 3 hours, and I still got at least half a battery. So, throw the batteries away. Second thing is, I don't have super great vision. I mean, some people see real clear. The default setting on the reticle is it's very hard to see. You really have to get into the menu and change your reticles. You've got some options for maybe 4 or 5 reticles on there, but I didn't really care for the brightness of the reticle. I thought it was a little bit dim. On a scale of 1 to 10, the reticle's probably a 5. And I had a little bit on the default setting, a little bit of a halo effect. So I took it off the default, and it was much better, much better. The last thing about this, so now this depends on how you're evaluating it. If you're evaluating this as just a night vision hunting scope, then what I'm going to tell you is not going to matter to you. But if you're evaluating this as a weapon to use at night, then this is going to matter to you. This is really not a super hardened type of a night vision optic. When I say super hardened, if you know what a PVS-7 or PVS-14 is, those are military night grade optics. It's waterproof, it's dust proof. You can let the rain get on it. Matter of fact, here's your battery connector here. You open this up. There's seals around the battery case. It's easy to get open and closed. But if you're looking at something to drop on the rocks, or maybe be in an environment that's going to be tough for several days, this is not going to stand up like a PVS-14 is. But listen, that's a mil-spec night vision optic. Different generation of things, but those are like 3 negatives that are, 2 of them are, one of them is kind of inconsequential. Now, by the way, everybody picks on my bipods here, these little $9 bipods. Those are great for having them sit on a table to do an evaluation. Don't hunt with them. I don't like those bipods. But out of the box experience, so again, I don't do all the parts and pieces. There's a box that it comes in, sit off to the side. It does come with a pretty nice little carrying case in here. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if it comes in a croaker sack. As long as it works and it's got what it needs, that's fine. But it does come with a carrying case, because I guarantee this is not something you're going to want to keep on here all the time. It's specifically built for night vision. But it comes with a decent carrying case. So, is it hot? Is it not? Let's go over a lot of the positives about this. There's a lot of things about it that you have options to use, options not to use. I did buy one additional thing. This is also by Sightmark. This is a CVR640. Basically, this is it's a compact video recorder. It's very small. I'll show you where it is. I have it mounted here. If you don't mind zooming in on this. I imagine without the batteries in it, it's probably less than 2 ounces. It's very, very light. Takes a standard micro SD card that goes in there, or mini SD card. The on-off switches are right on the top. They're very easy to get to. There's your on-off. There's your record. It's one touch for everything. It's real simple. There's no menu to it. Even your actual optic itself, everything is simple to get to. Your on-off button is here. Your calibration button is here, and also your zoom button is right on the top. You've got about 4 zoom options, from 1 up to 6, and it goes through very, very quickly. And you even have a standby mode for battery saver. Like we used the battery saver last night a couple times because we wanted to save battery life, and it was actually pretty bright. But anyway, everything is right here on the top. Also, now this is not a windage elevation adjustment. This is actually your menu for the scope here. It's got a one press to get into your menu, which takes you through your color options. It takes you through your different modes. It allows you to shuffle very, very quickly through the different optics as well. And again, everything is simple to get to. If it's too complicated, you can't see tonight anyway. You've got to be able to get right to your options. So I think it was designed very, very well. Here's something that's just awesome about this. So when you're evaluating thermal, when you're evaluating night vision, there's a lot of options out there. You know, we've got some Armasight product that's $10,000 or $11,000. But here's what's cool. Now this is what is you need to know about this particular Apex by Pulsar. Let me put this back up here because I want to get this burned into your brain. The core that is in this is what it's what the whole thing is built around. The core is one of the top 2 cores built for thermal imaging. They put a ton of money into the guts of this thermal imaging scope. And I can tell you, do you mind panning really quickly? Well, not super quick, you make people sick, but pan out there and show them. You've got a field across from where we shoot. It's probably, I think if I got the rangefinder out to the edge of the top of the hill where the trees are, it's about 700 yards. We have no problem at night making out cows at between 300 and 700 yards. Last night we went out, we saw coyotes, we saw a cat. We have seen raccoons. We've seen, of course, the cows. I watched a coyote take a poo last night. You know, I watched one catch a little mouse and throw it up in the air and play with it. What you see with this is absolutely phenomenal. Now, it does not have all of the variation of color code options that some of the other scopes have. I don't care. The white gray, the green to me is fine. It does not have as many reticle options as some of the $10,000 scopes have. It misses some of the HD zoom options that some of the other ones have. But if I'm seeing what I need to see at 650, 700 yards, I think that's awesome. I really, after evaluating these other optics that we carry, I almost can't find a reason to tell you to go buy a $10,000 or $11,000 optic. Now, I would love for you to, be happy to, but at securityallstar.com, this is on our site, and it's very, very affordable. In fact, we're one of the only companies I know of that will finance a gun optic package for you. Those are going to come up after the first of the year. This is the end of the year. We're closing out 2015. And 2016, you're going to have some options to finance things like this. But we're going to do some separate videos, like part 2 and part 3. We're going to show you some videos that we've shot, some things that are already on this SD card. But when you're evaluating what you're going to buy in thermal imaging night vision, again, one of the top 2 cores in the industry is in here. This is made so well. Don't ever look at any of these products as a airsoft type product. If you want to stick on an airsoft gun, that's fine. But this is a very serious night vision optic. Go to www.securityallstar.com. You'll find them on there. Feel free to email us some questions. But when you're evaluating what you want to buy, and quite honestly, most people don't have a $10,000 or $11,000 to go spend on a night vision scope. I cannot find a reason, after using this on at least 5 or 6 different occasions now, I cannot find a reason to go spend $10,000 or $11,000 on a thermal imaging optic. This is what you need. Again, feel free to ask us questions, email us, but I think you'll be very impressed with this optic.